Hi everyone, this is Collin Spear. This is your host of the Lost River Report. I'm here with Bob Turner, and we're going to be discussing his role within the Lost River Market in Deli. All right, Bob, give us a brief description of your typical day while performing your tasks.
Okay, the overall goal is to collect fresh produce from a number of Amish farms and bring that back to the store, and some of that produce goes on the shelves, some of it goes into the CSA boxes, some of it goes in nutrition boxes, and so it goes into the community boxes. So that's my job. I pick that up, and how I do that is I have a van, and fortunately it's the kind of van that all the seats fold flat, so it's really an indoor pickup. And I have built some crates, you'll see those later, and we place the produce inside the crates. And in fact, on my larger farm pickups, I just leave crates with them, and they have it all ready for me when I pick it up, and you'll see that too, I believe. So the issue is, how do we get it from the amount we want from the farmers that we deal with? Well, my partner in all of this, Pat Hall, Pat goes through the territory on Monday, typically, and he will place the orders. And then I come through on Wednesday morning and collect what he has ordered. And almost always, the farmer, the Amish, will have exactly the amount of what Pat ordered. So we are dealing really with a situation of plenty rather than scarcity. And there are many more farmers that we could purchase from had we the need for more produce. So I collect it all. It takes about 3 hours or so, and fortunately the van is air conditioned, so all of the produce is being very well air conditioned back there. I bring it up to the store, park in the back, go in and tell everybody I'm here, and they go okay, and then they go out and proceed to collect all the crates, bring them in, and start sorting for the places I designated. That's what a typical day is. I'll spend this season. I'm spending $400, $500, $600 even dollars per trip.
All right, Bob, what are your thoughts on the benefits of buying local produce?
Oh my. Well, clearly I know where that produce is coming from because I touched it and it was picked up, yesterday. Some of it I have to wait while they're bringing it in from the farm, so it's as fresh as possible. And the number of miles it's transported is about 7 miles. I think that's considered local. We're paying money to people we know, and the Amish, although they're not poor, they certainly understand a currency economy. So it's very good working with people we know. The other piece is that we've never had a recall on sweet corn like maybe other companies have had. We check our produce very, very carefully, and it's safe to eat. And the money stays here. What's not to like?
What do you know about the Amish's chemical usage when growing produce?
It varies a lot. I haven't investigated this as much as I should have, I suspect. I know they use chemicals on certain of their products. For example, tobacco. They do chemicals on that. They use some kind of an organic-based spray on their sweet corn in order to prevent worms at the end, and that's always good. I know a couple of the folks who are not organic. None of them are organic. However, I know a couple of our farms that I buy from are using insecticides that are plant-based rather than petrochemical-based. So that's about the best I can say, is that they are conscious and aware of the usage of chemicals. They protect themselves and use the standard safety precautions while using them. So we're not dealing with folks who are just off the farm. We're dealing with folks who are aware that their products need to be as safe for the public usage as possible. So that's about I had heard of before I even started coming up here was the Amish humor, which is drier than dry bones, and you never know what's going to happen. And it's some of the funniest stuff that I've ever encountered, and I can't match it. But when I do try to, they laugh at me as though, oh, this poor Englishman just can't do it. But I have developed, I think, a fairly close but business-based relationship with a number of folks. I knew a number of them before I even started running this about 5 years ago. I knew them from the Orange County Homegrown Farmers Market in Orleans, where we had a booth selling books on behalf of this farmers market, and then a number of folks from the Swords and Trooper group would be there selling. There's one family of the Millers, which does not distinguish, because there are so many Millers, not necessarily related. But we watched the girls grow up, and we admired their handwork, and they employed them to commission them to make a quilt for us, which is absolutely wonderful. And each girl embroidered their name on the corner of that, and they were not instructed to. We didn't expect it, but it was to us a sign of endearment and acceptance. We really appreciated that. There was for a couple of years, I was buying produce from 5 members of the same family, again, a Miller family, and I would carry messages from one to the other as I was going either north to south or south to north. I just have got any message. In fact, we just left Lydia Ann Miller and Troy Miller, and I should have asked her because I was going to see Ura Miller, who is her brother. So I found a lot of acceptance. We can barter together with friendliness about prices. I found the general acceptance. I remember one time when Andy Hirschberger asked me if I knew a certain person, English fellow from Orleans, and I said, I'm sorry, I don't. He said, well, he was a friend of the Amish, and I would take that as a very high honor to ever be considered a friend of the Amish. And so I behaved myself in order to someday perhaps achieve that honor. But right now, and I haven't, I don't think, and you know, the way they are, the Amish, I probably will never know. But I find them very endearing. I do not romanticize them. There are aspects of their religion that I find incredibly mystifying. And yet they are not naive. So I honor them as individuals that we do business with, and that I have developed some somewhat close relationship to the point where, well, I know the names of some of their dogs and a few of their children. There are far more children than dogs, so I keep trying.
All right, Bob, what sort of collection system do you use to collect the produce?
Okay, over the winter I realized that by the time we would put together the amount of produce we needed for the CSA, Consumer Supported Agriculture, community boxes and the nutrition boxes, it looked to me like we were going to have to buy 3-4 times the amount of produce we did last year. So I decided we'll do some uniformity to it, so I built 70 of these crates. And the cost was very nominal, a lot of free lumber. And what they do with these crates is we fill them up to the top so we can stack them 3, 4, even 5 high if we want. And the crates weigh about 5 pounds each, so I'm holding probably 30 pounds right here, maybe about 30 pounds. And that way it is a proper weight. Anybody can pretty much take care of it and handle it. And we, as you've seen, or will see in the video, the quick pace video, we empty everything out, bring it all in here, have it arranged, and sort it out for the community boxes, CSA boxes, nutrition boxes, and for our own shelves. That's the way it works. And I go out on Wednesdays, as does Pat Hall, and we buy it and bring it in. That's how it's